Hello everyone, I am Sana Kulkarni. So today we will discuss the chapter Wave Optics, the continuous part, that is session 3. So in this case we will discuss regarding the reflection of plane wave using Huygens principle. So in the last lecture we have discussed regarding the refraction of plane wave using the Huygens principle. Now it is the reflection of plane wave using Huygens principle. Already we know reflection means it is a bouncing back of a light. So for that, consider one plane wavefront, that is AB, that will be incident at an angle I on the reflecting surface XY. So XY is one reflecting surface, generally we call it as it is a mirror, and let V be the speed of a light wave in the medium. So V is the velocity, or generally we call it the speed of a light wave in the medium. So according to the Huygens principle, every point on the wavefront AB is the source of the secondary wavelets. So let the secondary wavelet from B strike the surface XY at a point C in a time t. Then we can call it as this distance BC is equal to Vt, because displacement is equal to velocity into time. So velocity is V and time taken is t. Therefore we call BC is equal to Vt. Then the secondary wavelet from A that will travel a same distance Vt in a same time. Therefore, now A is the center and Vt is the radius. We have to draw the circle. Then the tangent from the C that will touches the circle at a point D. See here in the figure, just to observe the tangent from C, it will touches the point D. Then we can call this AD, that AD is distance is also equal to Vt, and CD is the tangential surface which will be touching all the spheres of the reflected secondary wavelet. So hence the CD is our reflected wavefront. So here whatever the red lines you got, that CD we can call it as it is a reflected wavefront, and R is the, and the angle of refraction is also called as it is R. Therefore from the figure we can call it as angle BAC is equal to I, that is angle of incidence, and angle DCA is equal to R, that is a angle of reflection. And similarly angle ABC, just in diagram you observe angle ABC, that must be equal to angle CDA. Both are at a perpendicular, that is a 90 degree, that angle is 90 degree we have taken. And similarly BC, that's BC is equal to Vt, the distance travelled, that will be same by AD also. So AD has also covered the same distance, that is Vt. So BC is equal to AD is equal to Vt, and AC is common for all. So AC is common for triangle ABC as well as triangle ADC. Therefore from the triangle ABC and DCA we can say them both the triangles are congruent triangles, because angle is same, one side is same, and the angle is in the 90 degree, and both the sides, that is Vt is there and AC is the common one. Therefore we can call angle BAC is equal to angle DCA, that is angle I is equal to angle R, that is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Thus during the reflection of light, the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So this is what the reflection of plane wave using Huygens principle. And the next we will discuss regarding the next concept, that is the Doppler effect. Already in the first year you have discussed what is a Doppler effect. So Doppler effect means it is the apparent change in the frequency of the light that is received by an observer due to the relative motion between the source and the observer, that is called as the Doppler effect. So here we can observe there will be change in a frequency because of the relative motion between the observer as well as the source. That apparent change in frequency itself is called as it is a Doppler effect. So for example, if the source moves away from the observer, So the wavefront has to travel a greater distance to reach the observer, because already source it has moved away from the observer. Therefore waves which are coming from the source, it has to cover the larger distance to reach the observer. Hence it will take a longer time. The time taken between the arrival of two successive wavefront is longer at the observer than it is in the source. Therefore, the frequency is smaller here because it is at a large distance. So, we are hearing it as a very smaller frequency. So, this decrease in the frequency or increase in the wavelength during the Doppler effect, that is called as the redshift. So here we have given the redshift. Redshift means the decrease in the frequency or it is increase in the wavelength during the Doppler effect. It is called as the redshift. And when the source is moving towards the observer, at that time what happens? We can hear the sound clearly. There is increase in the frequency or decrease in the wavelength. So that we can call it as it is a blue shift. Blue shift means in this case the frequency increases and there will be decrease in the wavelength. Increase in frequency or decrease in wavelength during the Doppler effect, it is known as the blue shift. And mathematically we can say it as, let nu be the frequency and nu dash be the apparent frequency for an observer when the source is moving away, and Vr be the radial velocity of the source relative to the observer along the line joining the observer to the source. Then we can write it as it is, nu dash is equal to nu upon nu into c divided by c minus Vr. C is nothing but it is the speed of light or the velocity of light. In previous chapter in first year you have studied this. It is nu of v divided by you have taken. So instead of v here we have taken it as c, that is velocity of light. So this must be equal to nu of c by c means it is 1 minus this Vr divided by c whole raised to minus 1. So this is approximately equal to nu into v plus Vr 1 plus Vr divided by c, or that is we can call it as nu dash is equal to nu into 1 plus Vr upon c. Therefore nu dash, so nu minus nu dash, so multiply that nu term, that is nu plus nu into Vr plus c we are getting, or nu minus nu dash divided by nu is equal to minus Vr upon c. So nu minus nu dash means it is a change in frequency. The change in frequency we can write it as it is a delta nu. So delta nu by nu is equal to minus Vr upon c. So this formula is valid. So this formula is valid only when the speed of the source is small as compared to that of light. So this is regarding the Doppler effect. Just you go through these videos. Thank you.